make that clip from my 2005 special. They took that clip and added it to a picture of Sarah Palin at the end, and it said like
really,
said, yeah, we can go dumber.
Can we see that?
Oh, you
Is it on
won't
YouTube?
find it, man. You won't find it.
No.
I don't want to play it anyway. I don't want to hear myself just stand up, freak myself out. Especially from 2005, I was like a little too yelly, a little too yell. What's the word?
That's your early. I love early Rogan. He was just mad all the time, man. Early Rogan,
angry before the weed. I really found it to be a tremendous waste of time now. I'm still occasionally angry, but more tongue in cheek than ever before. Well, as you get older too, you start thinking, I gotta pick the things I'm mad at, man, because you can get mad at everything all day if you really want to. I know people that get mad at everything all day. You ever see people that are in relationships that get mad at everything all day? Girls nitpick at guys, and the guy fucking fires back, and you go, wow, you guys are not handling this so well. And you guys are handling this kind of silly. You don't have to do this, you know? That's hard. It's hard to watch, man. Especially when people have kids, dude. That's when it gets hard, dude. That's when it gets hard. I got a friend that's got a kid, and him and his wife, they seem like they don't like each other. They seem like they're both upset at each other.
Do I know him?
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
It's unfortunate, you know. It's like, God damn, you guys got this beautiful situation here. You should love each other. Come on, get it together. You know what? Neither one of them smoke weed. That might be a part of the problem, right? I think everybody needs a little weed, man. A little perspective. Just a little perspective enhancer. You know, don't you think? When you smoke, don't you like smoking weed with your girl? Isn't that a nice thing?
Yeah, it's
the best thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like you chill together, you know, you hang out together. It feels better when you kiss each other, you know? It's like a super sensitivity drug, you know? Makes you super sensitive. Makes you really, really like that person, you know? All their good qualities get accentuated. You really appreciate them. Almost like you see them with new eyes.
Or you can get really paranoid.
You know, or you can freak the fuck out all the guys
or you
that
can call
fucked
an
before
ambulance.
you.
I was watching.
Just hear phantom buzzes for guys texting her on her phone.
Oh man, I've had some serious anxiety attacks though.
I was watching Cops last night, and it was like,
Really?
Yeah, I've had at least 5.
What's the biggest anxiety attack? Sorry to break your. Hold on to that thought, Brian. I want to hear these anxiety attacks.
Well, I never smoked pot growing up, but once a year. Sorry.
Brian, get in there.
no, I'm good.
Don't be scared, homie.
I have to get on stage.
Don't be scared, homie.
That's perfect. Dude, it's early. Man. It's only 8:20, man. The show doesn't start for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Get in there, son. Plus, we're going to go get some food after this.
We got to hurry. People are start getting here at 9.
Why are they getting here an hour and a half early?
Do the Chronicles.
Oh, who's coming at 9?
I just told everyone to come as close as 9 as possible.
Oh, okay. So they'll all be here around 10, like last time.
So in high school, I didn't smoke weed. Like I said, once a year at a party or something, and I would always get paranoid. Wasn't into it at all. I did not like smoking weed at all growing up. In 11th grade at lunch, there was a big stoner crowd. There's probably like 100 people in the stoner crowd, and everyone thought I was a stoner because I hung out in the stoner crowd. But if you look closely, I was like on the edge. I wasn't really in with those guys.
You didn't fit in, man.
Yeah, I wasn't really. It appeared I was, but I actually wasn't hanging out with them. It was just me and 3 other guys on the side. And one day I got pulled into the crowd, and they're passing around a joint, and I said, fuck it, I didn't want to be a douche. I was kind of like stoked that they pulled me in. Smoked a little bit of weed. It was at lunch. And I walked to my next class, and I sat down. Dude, I sat down. I was yeah, exactly. So it was history, and I'm sitting there. It was U.S. history. I'm so fucked up out of my mind. I'm like, I freaked out. I was getting paranoid, so I thought, how am I going to get through this class? So I go, just look straight. Don't look at anybody. Just look straight. Don't do nothing. I go, oh my God, I'm freaking out, but I'm not. No one's going to know. No one's going to know. And then I look to the side, and there's people are looking back on. Look at his eyes, his eye. My eyes got fucking. They said people were like turning around, pointing at my eyes, and I'm like, fuck, don't look at me, please, don't bring attention to me, please. Everyone's laughing. I'm like, fuck. And then some girl handed me her compact. Goes, look at your eyes. I looked at my eyes, and they were so red, it was fucking like a zombie's eyes.
Well, you have contacts. Did you have contacts?
No,
back
I
then?
didn't have contacts back then.
Did you have glasses, like black framed
Yes,
glasses?
I did wear glasses every now and then. every now and then, but not to school, fuck no. But I looked at my eyes and I freaked out. I just stood up and walked out of class and went to the bathroom and I sat on the bathroom floor. Meanwhile, everyone's in class and I sat on the bathroom floor just freaking out, like just panicking, like I was on crack or something, just sitting on the bathroom floor. The teacher calls the campus cop. Total asshole, big ass mustache, total asshole. He opens the door.
Big ass mustache.
He opens.
I like how you put those two together. Total asshole, big ass mustache.
I'll never forget him. He opens the bathroom door and I'm sitting down and he opens it and goes, "What are you doing in here?" And I immediately started crying. I'm like, "Oh, I'm sick. I'm sick." Like I pretended like I was sick, and everybody had known that I was fucked up on weed because the teacher knew, everyone was laughing. I just walked out of class. He grabbed me by the neck, picked me up, and dragged me to the principal's office. And I'm like, I just started crying just pretending that I was sick. And he knew I wasn't sick, so he brought me to the principal's office. He had a toupee on. It was awesome. And he was really cool. He goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "I'm sick. I ate a bad corn dog. I'm sick." And he goes, And the cop was like, he wasn't buying it at all, but the principal just looked at me and said, "All right, let him go home." And he just let me go home, and I just walked home like all fucked up. I got home, just laid down on my bed, and I'll never forget looking at the VCR clock, just watching the minutes click by. I couldn't wait. It just seemed like it was going to last forever. Just watching the clock, please, feeling go away. I hate this feeling. I hated it.
Yeah, I only got high maybe a dozen times before I started getting high with you, over the course of my whole life. But one time I did when I was 15 with this girl that I dated. It was her idea, and my friend Josh. We all three of us got high together, and I was probably like 15, 14, maybe 14, 15, and I stole my dad's weed. He had some super strong weed, man. I mean, I was a little kid, right? And I don't know how we smoked it. I don't remember anything. But what I do remember is just lying on the couch, my whole body just tingling, like little electrical circuits are going off in my whole body. And then I was time traveling. I would be on my back on the couch, and then boom, I'd be in front of the refrigerator, and I had no recollection of how I got there.
Yep.
It was like instantly I appeared in front of the refrigerator, and then boom, I was in the bedroom, and I couldn't remember walking to the bedroom. It's like my short-term memory was so fucked that every few steps, my whole brain just rebooted, and I'm like, how did I get here? It erased all the steps up to get to that point. There was no memory. I mean, my brain was fucked. We were both fucked. We were giggling. But I was scared of weed after that for a while. I didn't do it again for a long time. That was a scary one.
Yeah, I hated it, man. I couldn't believe that people could function and smoke weed. I didn't get it. Guys in the bands that I was in growing up, there was always one stoner or two stoners, and every time they made a mistake playing bass, I would like blame the weed. I go, "See, you come in here fucking stoned. That fucking weed just fucks your brain up." Just,
That's what I would do with Andy Dick on News Radio.
Really?
Yeah, he'd come in high and he wouldn't remember his lyrics. I'm like, the freak is high again.
Like, you'd be all pissed off.
I was totally mad.
I was such a dick to stoners growing up.
Oh, me too.
I was a dick.
Well, you're addicted to people. I'm sorry. You're addicted to people that you're afraid of yourself being. I was afraid of being a stoner. What were you saying?
I was just saying, I was watching Cops last night, and I was thinking about in the future when marijuana will probably be legal. And so this officer was just going off on this girl for having some weed. Like, it was, like maybe a quarter or something like that. But it was going off, just like going, I can't believe this weed. And I was thinking, how silly is this video going to look like in 10 years when weed's completely legal and it's like normal and everything? Like, you're going to look back at how this cop was just going fucking apeshit on something that's like vitamins.
I wonder if weed is going to be legal in 10 years. I mean, I would like to think it would be, but honestly, I'm not sure. Because if you go back to like the 1970s, Hunter S. Thompson was giving speeches at universities and shit, and they were talking about legalization of marijuana, and he's like, "Oh, it's inevitable. Maybe a decade." That's what he said. Like, maybe a decade. Maybe never, man. 2011, illegal. In all the shit we know now, the fact that it's illegal now is absolutely preposterous. Flies in the face of science. Flies in the face of logic. There's no reason for them to be protecting us from it. The only reason to keep it legal at this point is there's two reasons. One, because you don't want to ever admit you were wrong and let all those people out of jail that you locked up for it. And two, what is the two?
Don't fart in the bathtub?
No. whatever. There's no other. I don't know what my second point was. There's no logical reason. You have to be bought and paid by the pharmaceutical companies. That's the only logical reason. Either you don't want to admit that you fucked up in the past. You don't want to rephrase the laws because then you open up this conundrum of you being guilty of locking people in jail for something that's not really a crime. It's either that or you're being bought and paid for. Somebody's paying to make sure that you don't have these things legal because it's clear that you're not protecting anybody.
But we've come a long way, though.
We have in California.
That there's dispensaries and
that's
like
ridiculous.
14 other states, too.
Dude, I've been reading about people getting arrested left and right, though. On Twitter, people always send me things about, like, some high school kid gets arrested for weed, is doing 3 years in jail. You hear about this shit. It's still happening in the country.
I think it's becoming more and more legal, but every now and then you got little dips.
And it's also like
but
one
overall,
out of
it's gonna be hard to stop.
Yeah, it is hard.
Come on, in California, we'll never go back.
You know what I'm using as a model, though? I'm using this Occupy Wall Street. It's hard to stop this Occupy Wall Street, but boy, are they fucking trying. They're getting violent. They're getting violent about it. And you see this UC Davis footage of these cops spraying these pepper spraying this shit in this kid's face. All of them, little kids at point blank range.
But
they're seeing them jabbing people with batons. Like, they are reacting.
But all these officers are getting in trouble for it.
Are they?
They're getting suspended and all
You know
this
that
shit.
guy
So
who
I don't
pepper
think it's
sprayed that
too
guy?
crazy because I think they realize that everyone has cameras that they have to follow some kind of rules because we're all going to know about it in like 10
I would
minutes.
like to believe that, but that Tony Baloney guy, that guy who pepper sprayed those girls in New York, like one of the first instances,
Right.
that guy only lost 10 vacation days. 10 paid vacation days. That's it. That guy should be fired. There's no way you should be allowed to be a fucking cop, and that's what you want to do to some girls, just pepper spray them in the face? You got them all corralled in one spot, you just pepper spray them in the face?
He is an officer. This is not to defend him or anything, but he is an officer, and he probably doesn't make a lot of money, I would imagine. 10 vacation days, that's ridiculous, but that is also a lot of money probably for him. So it is.
It is a lot of money. It's a lot of money for him doing a job that he didn't do well.
No, I'm just saying. So it is a penalty. Like, if you're an officer, you're not going to be like, dude, I'm not going to go out crazy because I don't want to lose fucking 10 vacation days. So they
obviously fought. The union must have fought to keep that guy in position because that's the only thing that makes sense. It's like. When you see shit like the guy at UC Davis that pepper sprayed those kids in the face, I don't know what happened to him, but there's no way that guy should ever be in charge ever of enforcing the law. There's no way that guy should ever call himself an officer of the peace. There's a bunch of little kids. They could be my daughters. They could be my sons. They're 16, 18 years old, whatever the fuck they are, and you're pepper spraying them in the face. Fuck you, man. That's just disgusting. I don't care if they weren't listening to you. I don't care. What you're doing is disgusting. That's disgusting. It's malicious. It's sadistic. You know what you're doing. You're spraying them in the face to teach them a lesson. You're inflicting pain on them to get them away from you. And you think you're being slick about it. You think it's your job. And the world says, fuck you. And that's why the world took that guy's picture and put it online and put his email online.
Photoshops.
That's a bad example.
Do you think I should do a pepper spray fetish video where I just get sprayed by this girl with it's not real pepper spray, but I have to act like it is?
Are you going to become a fetish porn star? I just want to know because I don't think I can continue to work with you in this capacity. You start doing rape fetish videos where you get tied up in trunks. Dude, if I found out there's a real video you out there, you getting tied up in trunks, you show them your ass for $400?
No, but if there's nothing porn about it, if it's just 30 minutes of me just
find
struggling.
A sponsor for the podcast, okay? That's what you need. You don't need to be sticking your ass in the air and letting these guys duct tape your mouth. They're going to fuck you, and they're going to say that you agreed to it because you're not going to read the contract. So in some fine line, oh, yeah, I'm going to get the fucking ass. It probably is, like, written in there and under a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo as long as the client understands that forcible anal sex is a big part of the program. Thanks, bye.
Just put Death Squad TV.